Listen, my children, and you shall hear of the midnight ride of Paul Revere.
Today I'm in Boston, where we're going to follow in the footsteps of author Henry Wadsworth Longfellow.
If the British march by land or sea from the town tonight, hang a lantern aloft in the belfry arch of the North Church Tower as a signal light. One if by land and two if by sea, and I on the opposite shore will be.
Henry Wadsworth Longfellow wrote the poem Paul Revere's Ride with the lines we're all familiar with about hanging a lantern in the Old North Church to warn if the British were coming by land or by sea.
Inside the church you'll see a lantern in a window and the Revere family pew. However, you'll have to buy tower tickets in order to see the famous bell tower.
I bought behind-the-scenes tickets for a tour of the Old North Church this morning. It should take us up to the famous bell tower from the poem, and I think we get a crypt tour as well.
At the time of Paul Revere's ride, this church had the tallest steeple in the city, making it the ideal place to hang a lantern as a signal light. Also, Paul Revere was a bell ringer here, so he had access to the belfry of the church.
We're picking up the trail of Henry Wadsworth Longfellow today, here in Cambridge, Massachusetts, at his house. Longfellow became a professor at Harvard, which is when he started boarding at this house. It was later, after he married his wife, that his wife's father bought this house for them as a wedding gift, and they moved in and had the rest of the boarders move out.
This house hasn't just been preserved because Longfellow lived in it. It was actually George Washington's headquarters during the Revolutionary War, which is why later Longfellow wanted to live in this house. This is why the house is now preserved by the National Park Service as the Longfellow Washington Headquarters National Historic Site. And of course, Longfellow used the room that Washington had used as his office as his writing room.
The last stop on our Longfellow tour is dinner at Parker's Restaurant at the Omni Parker House Hotel. We're here because Longfellow used to meet with a group of writers and philosophers, and they called themselves the Saturday Club. Writers like Emerson and Thoreau and Hawthorne and occasionally Charles Dickens would meet here for dinner, so we're gonna have a nice dinner.